Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. So let's continue today with our management information system. So what I am actually showing you on the screen is what I added during the week. So sometimes I had a quick 30 minutes or 1 hour break, and when I am in the flow I can just code really fast. So let's see where it begins. So I actually created a new branch called feature attendance, and it's here. It's still main. So I don't really use here. I created so generate model for attendance. So I had this thinking that either I create an attendance for every day for every user, but this is not scalable because just imagine I create an entry every day of the year, and if the employee or the user is coming to the office, I present true or else false. That's I think it's not worth it to do it. Another way is just when the person is coming to the office, we add it. It's much easier, and by default it's going to be, we don't have the record itself. Then it's like that we can actually scale. So I'm drinking some tea just to get some inspiration. And then I added font awesome as well. I displayed the table. I don't even know what it is. Table cross. Let's see, what is it? Yeah, so it's basically the how you see it right now. Let me just show you back again on home. So this is the cross, and this is the attendance when I'm coming, but we should actually, it's working though, but it's showing 2 weeks, and we are going to fix it straight away. Right now I'm just going to be working close my friend. I'm just going to improve the logic a little bit, because right now we can just add any date, and I have the user stories somewhere. I'm not sure where I got it, but I'll just look for it in a moment and share it, because ideally whenever you're working on a project, you need to have the business rules, like we call is, or another word is maybe the user story. So it's going to be a bit bright, the screen, but bear with me. Let me just move it here. Okay, so it's not really, wow, it's kind of buggy. Okay, attendance here. Let me just share the attendance. As a user, I want to know he's coming to the office for the week, because we don't really have, we don't have mandatory coming to the office, and that's a good thing. We can work remote, but sometimes many of us, like when we work at home for too long, we get bored and it can be stressful. So we like coming to office a lot of time as well. And then let's then continue. So when you look at the, let's continue with the attendance. As a user, you can only toggle the days when I'm coming to the office. So this is what I just mentioned, that I don't need to keep all the different data model. And then I can, yeah, those are some constraints. We need constraints. Wow, see my face, I'm just closing the door. And yeah, so as a user, I can only update days that are from tomorrow. More technically, what's important is, I'm just going to add it. I don't know, I just thought about it right now. I will add it in a moment, because validation part is extremely important in order not to get inconsistent data. For example, you create the same attendance, 2 attendance on the same day. This should not be valid. We are going to do it in a moment. So here I'm just showing, this is basically CSS stuff, because sometimes in a meeting when it gets boring, I just come and do a couple of commit CSS stuff that is almost like so easy. So I did the mapping, I did the default language. It's important to add. Otherwise, so this is actually in HTML that you need to do. It's first time I see it. Let AI assist in understanding the changes made in the commit. Not bad. I think one of the reasons to use VS Code is through the integration of Copilot, because I also use RubyMine, and overall RubyMine is so much better in so many other things. And even if you're using Ruby, there's a very good news that Ruby LSP is coming. Let's just check the date. Ruby LSP coming day, something like that. So we have a Ruby LSP coming. We have I think there is one Shopify. So I'm not really sure. So there is a LSP coming in soon, and I think it's going to be working on VS Code. So it's going to be interesting, but otherwise you can just let's explain this commit. So this git lens experimental feature requires sending a diff code to OpenAI. This made no, of course not. Now in this I can, so you can do it. We can do it. Maybe let's do it. Yes, let's do it. Yes. It's OpenAI key. So I think it uses ChatGPT, this one. No, but even Copilot is based on the OpenAPI, because Microsoft bought OpenAPI. Well, it doesn't matter. So I also is something that I didn't show you, but I added some color palette. Right now we don't really have the color palette, but I've added it, and eventually I will refactor the classes to use the color palette. And here, whenever we want to change, we can really change it. And of course, something nice to have maybe, or sometimes even essential for certain people, is to have a dark mode, and this is something I will also be looking forward to. So I don't do much about generating the model. That's it. So let's continue. Unique nets of scope, but also let me just write it. Let me just write the validation. Validate date should never be in the past. Can we do this here itself? Not sure. Validate the future date true. Is it what we are going to? We need to also validate that. Right, validates. So one of the beauty of Ruby is that it's so easy to write validation code for your business logic, for your model, with a couple of words. I'm not even talking about lines, creating methods, creating classes. No, it's just lines, words. Validates date should only be during date week. So this one, I think we should create a method on create, for example. Validate, then we should create. So I think this already does it for me. But otherwise, what I would have done is def only weekend, for example, and then check if self only, something like that. Only weekend, and then return true or false. So this is something we can create very quickly, but it seems that active support does it for you. For us, active support is the time, but not only time, but you have time, you have language localization, a lot of things that is de facto in Ruby on Rails in the active support gem. But obviously you can turn it off with all this active support, and so we don't need, I think it should be good, but if it was not good. So here I'm removing the comments because here the codes should be informative enough or clear enough or descriptive enough to how intentional to show the intention. So we validate dates, presence of true uniqueness. So it should be unique, but should be unique by user, because if it's only unique, then the first user that creates a date will have the date will be created without any problem, and the second one won't be created, so that's problem. So it can be in the future, obviously. And this one we can even refine. We can say that let's take a week by week basis, and we can only do it in the next week or in the current week. So I'm just thinking about it. The date should be, then we have a range. It should be, it's interesting though, because you might think that we are modeling date, we are managing date and date range especially, and we want to think that how complex it can be, because we can have some edge case, especially if we are Thursday and we want to attend on Friday and then next week any day, so it can become a bit too complex for a start. This is basically a proof of concept, not even a minimum viable product, but we'll see. And it should only be, let's see if this works. I'm not sure if this work actually explain this. Okay, Mr. just explain this to me. I'm not sure this works, but this is not the first time I do it. Obviously, I created a project before for hairstylists, for barbers, whereby you could make reservation when you want to go and have a haircut. And of course, whenever we are dealing with reservation, it's dates. You need to manage dates, and I know how it works, so it's a bit like that, but I'm just going to confirm, because I don't really have the documentation here, and I hope that LSP Ruby will solve it, but not so much because it's active support. And if I was using RubyMine right now, I could have shown you this was going to be auto-completed for me. I know all the different methods and that I can use, different parameters as well. So it looks good. You can breathe in into multiple lines. This will make it easier to run the purpose. Okay. So yeah, it says that we could break it. Indeed, I think it's a good idea to break it, because then it makes it much easier to read. But right now, let's just keep it like that, and maybe it should be good. Let's focus on this. Yeah, so it's basically this one. So I won't use I won't actually use background worker, because we are going to use a much easier solution, because there is no point of making our life more complex than it is already. But we have this weird situation going on, so let's just try to resolve it. This works. Let's see if this works. So actually, right now I think I know the problem, what it is. Right now we are on a Saturday. So here's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Future. I know validator, future date validator. This is good to see. This is good to see. Future date. So it doesn't work as I expected. Wait. I think we should include active support validations. I'm not sure, but let's see, because I've used it before. And let's see. I'm just checking if my mic is not working. It's still working. So yeah, I've used it in the past. What happened? And it seems constant, initialized constant. So like I told, my opinion on Copilot is that it's very weird. Copilot gives me active support validation that did not work. So let's not do this. This week date is future date. I'm not sure if it works. let's just look at that. But it doesn't matter because we can create it. We can actually just go save. Copilot helps save some time, but I can destroy the whole damn thing. It's not even argument validator, so it's not working as well. I think it doesn't matter as well at all. We are just going to check it on Google. Thank you, my dear friend. Alright, so we have, by the way, had the RailsConf 2023, and no, it's the RailsConf. We had the Rails World. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Rails. How? Just do it. To set future based on date. Okay, he will end up. So include date and so is something else. Rails. How to validate date in the future only. Something like that. This is very easy actually. I can't remember the code I used before. But it's not in the past. True, maybe it's this. Yeah, not in the past. Does this work? Does this work? We need to know right now if this works. Otherwise, we can easily create our own methods. But I've already done this before and I know it's just a single line. No, we are going to put future, doesn't matter, we are just going to unknown validator. Oh, I might even think that we are just adding things right off the bat, and you need to create custom validation. Road space core. Okay, each validator. Okay, autoloader. We go on to the autoload path. So it's application config application policy controller config require. What the heck? It's too much. Okay, right now we are require Rails, rail tie. I don't even know what it is.